Right.
I think probably there's not a sleeping goblin that hangs out in the sewer on a regular basis. He's there for a reason, maybe watching over something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Potentially that little window that you
Goblins
look through.
are very guard-like in their abilities.
Sorry, was he asleep in a bed?
No, in a chair.
It was a chair. Okay,
So he wasn't wearing pajamas.
He's literally asleep on the job then.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
And once you tell me this, I'm like, unbelievable. I just can't. I have no tolerance for laziness on the job.
Yeah. As you guys hear him kind of scraping and you turn around, you watch as the goblin is starting to come awake, and maybe he was leaning back in his chair and you see him kind of like fall forward a little bit and start like rubbing his eyes. What are you going to do?
How far is he from? Because the only way I can get to him is through the slit, correct?
No, you're sitting at like a big opening. You're like in his room pretty much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why the disadvantage. You are 10 feet from him.
Yeah.
I cast Charm Person on him and say, "Hey there, friend."
Well, you'll have to do that in 2 turns.
Dang it.
But if he's not dead, you can.
Okay.
You could whisper to your friends right now and just be like, "Hold off."
I'm gonna charm him.
Attack him. Yes.
So you say, "Hold on." Okay, I'm gonna go behind him and try to grab his arms and hold him back in the chair and cover his mouth.
Okay.
Lovingly.
Well, I mean, definitely not lovingly, but you can give me it will be a Oh, I forgot the word. It's gonna be a strength check, but comparing them. There's a word for that, but I can't remember. All right, what's your strength check?
12.
Cool, mine's literally 0. So it was 1 minus 1.
So he's just got him like, it's a wrestling term that you guys probably are. Do you know what a cross face, what a chicken wing is?
No.
Is that one arm up?
Oh yeah.
And then like
half Nelson, right?
Yeah, so he's holding him back and he's got his mouth covered.
Right, but you can hear him. He's fully awake now and like trying to make noise, and you're just trying to keep him quiet.
I mean, I'm like 5 feet taller than this dude.
And you can't quite see the other side where the other goblin is, but you can assume like you were being definitely quiet enough that he can't hear you through the pipes.
Yeah.
Wiley, if you choose to attack, you'll have advantage because he's restrained, or you can wait so Agate can try her charm person.
So I have just an unarmed strike I can do to try to like to tell him to be quiet because he's obviously not listening. So that's what I would do. It's just three bludgeoning damage.
It's just whispering. Shh, shh.
So I know I'm not gonna. I mean, if I kill him with 3 damage, he probably doesn't know much anyway. So
yeah, no, that's 3 damage.
And I feel very like empowered by the idea that this halfling is going to walk up and punch up at a goblin.
Yeah, especially because Ed is tall. Ed might even be having him like in the air a little bit.
Yeah.
So while he gets up, there's like, shut up. And you like give him a whack.
Yeah, it was a 19.
Oh, that's plenty.
Yep.
Okay, Agate, what are you going to try to do?
What is he looking like?
Like a barely bound up goblin that's been sucker punched in the gut.
Like he just has a bruise, that's it.
Well, it's definitely not. I mean, it's a goblin, right? So.
Yeah, I'll walk up and be like, "Hey there, friend," and try to charm him. But he gets advantage though.
Why?
Because it says that he gets advantage if you or your companions are fighting it. Is this considered fighting?
I think it's gotta be.
He's gotta be a 13. But
the first roll was what is it?
13.
Charisma check
wisdom.
Or
wisdom.
So my first one was 14.
Persons?
It's a humanoid. Humanoid's different.
All right, cool.
Yeah. So it's 14. So and that was only one roll. So yeah, he's just like no, and you see him like kicking his feet on his turn. Yeah, you just see him try to get a bite out of Ed's hand.
That's fair.
Will a 16 hit?
It does.
4.
Okay.
So you see him take a giant bite out of his hand, and as your hand goes free, you hear him scream.
Oh no.
Ed, he's still bound up in your hands. But definitely making a racket at this point.
And one of my hands is free now, so I'm gonna keep holding him.
Yep.
And with my right arm, and then just try to stab him in the gut with the sword.
Okay.
So brutal. But from behind.
Agate tried. Agate gave it her best shot. So
18.
Oh yeah. And you don't even have to roll. He's barely got any health left.
Okay. It was, yeah.
Yeah, and just like maybe like the most compassionate, just a little poke, and you just hear him go silent.
And then I'm going to go throw him in the garbage pile.
Where the thieves
And less compassionately, you discard the body.
Well, I don't like just toss
hey man,
it.
I get it. Yeah, I get it
a little bit.
Yep.
Another evidence tag goes on his toe.
There is a racket, so you don't know who heard it or if anyone heard it, but like it was loud enough that you guys would have known. Like, oof, wish that didn't happen.
My first guess is that the other sleeping goblin is awake now.
Potentially.
He's pretty close by.
Mm-hmm. So below you, again, just to recap, past this room, stairs going down, and then the only other place you currently aren't is the pathway back to the pipes.
That mushroom potion that Agate gave Ed earlier, he's going to try to pour it on his hand. Will that work for the effect, or do I need to drink it?
I don't care.
Okay.
What's it do?
1d6 plus 4. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, temporary hit points. So it gives you like more capacity to have hit points.
Yeah, so maybe it doesn't, maybe like your hand's still bleeding, but it feels number and you feel like it doesn't hurt anymore. Okay. More like a painkiller maybe than a wound or something like that, you know?
And then I just get temporary hit points for that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Guys, we gotta keep moving. Let's head down that tunnel towards the right. Sound good?
The downstairs?
Agate. Yeah, let's hit. Well, it looks. Yeah, we'll head down that way. Sorry about that charm person. I thought it was gonna work for sure. We'll get him next time. He was real easy to hold on to. Yeah, it's all right.
So you guys go downstairs and it bends to your right, and there's a fairly long hallway that goes down to a room. Everything's well lit. You don't hear anything. As you continue down that hallway, above your head, you can hear running water. Okay. As you cross under that, you get into a room that's full of beds, and as you kind of peer through, they're all empty. But you can definitely see this is like a little dormitory area. On the far corner is a door that's closed.
I'd like to look at like under the beds to see if there's any, but like, are people staying here right now?
Yeah, there's for sure. Like none of the beds are made. Okay. And maybe it doesn't look like there's no trunks or anything. So there's not people who like have a bed, but you get the idea that these beds are used frequently.
Yeah.
You want to give a try on that door, Ed?
You know I do. I love a good door. He's going to get in there and just kind of see what its wood is made of and just kind of feel it with his hands and smell it a little bit. Yeah. Maybe like not lick it, but like get really close with his mouth and think about it and then try to turn the door handle.
Yeah. And
just very slowly.
It definitely opens right away. Maybe it makes a small creak, but as you kind of look through the little hole, you see a creature that you might never have seen before, pushing furniture in front of a door on the far corner, and he's completely preoccupied. He's about the size of Vodmek, but as he's moving, his skin looks sort of diseased, kind of grayish, maybe a light blue, and he's definitely moving quite frantically, just trying to shove stuff in front of this door.
Ed's gonna go to the right of the room because the guy hasn't noticed us peeking in yet, right?
No, and sorry. So far corner door he's trying to close. Yeah. Right in front of you, there's another door. So there's 3 doors into this room. You're in one of them.
Okay. Ed's gonna move over if I can to where he is and just start helping him put furniture in front of it and be like, "Man, how's it going, man?"
Yeah,
and day, right?
As you do, he turns around to you, and he looks very similar to a dwarf, but all of his skin is purple and gray. His eyes are completely white over, and he's got like a scraggly beard, and I need your roll initiative. He's going to just take his turn, and as you kind of like start helping him, and he sees you, he starts growing mass, like and his entire body gets bigger, and he goes from maybe 4 foot tall to closer to 7 or 8. So he's even bigger than you now. And then it's going to be Ed's turn.
So I've got probably like a chest in my hand that I was moving to put on the pile.
Sure.
I set it down and just started backing up towards the door like, "Hey man, I was trying to help. I didn't want to cause any problems or nothing." Just start backing up. I'm going to hold my turn and just back up towards the door.
I get.
Yeah. I'm thinking I should have gone after the enlarging mushrooms from my buds. Whoops. Yeah, not thinking about his strength and just having faith that I can be a badass and hold him back with a bunch of vines. I'm going to cast Entangle on him and see if he can beat, which he probably will, a strength check of 13.
What was it?
13.
15.
Dang it. I thought you said 4, like he got a 4.
No, the first one was 4. The first one was 4.
Oh, does he have advantage?
Yeah, that's what big does.
Okay.
So you see as the vines start coming through the ground and grabbing onto his legs, and for a moment you think he's stuck, but he like starts pulling at them and breaking them off. He has to put down this giant kind of hammer thing he had grabbed to strike Ed later. So that turn is now Wiley.
Okay.
So you see a man, or what is known as a Duragar, this kind of dark dwarf-looking thing, hammer next to him. The hammer's probably bigger than you. Like, even though he enlarged, the hammer didn't, but the hammer's still probably about your size. Well, it's a pick. It's a war pick. So it's like a hammer pick mix. What would you like to try to do?
I'm going to try to hit him with my longsword. Yes. It's a 9.
9 will not hit. Sorry. Ed, because you held, it's back to your turn.
Okay. How far is he from the door now? He's still in the same spot, right?
Yeah, so he's about 5, 10, 15-ish feet from the entrance door.
Ed's just going to turn around to those two. It's like, hey, what do y'all think he was trying to keep out of that room? Should we move some of them boxes? Let whatever he was trying to keep out in. Maybe they'll help us out. Who knows?
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I thought about going for the boxes first.
And then Ed's going to not... I'm not going to do my bonus action. He's just going to try to shoot him in the face with a crossbow.
Sure. I like it. Yeah, so you take a shot.
Ed is... Yeah. 10.
No. That goes back to the Duragar. Who is currently on top of the Duragar?
Yeah, I think we are all kind of close, but yeah, I'm pretty close.
I'm back by the door. You're probably closest, right?
Okay. Does a 15 hit?
It does not.
So you watch him as he takes this war pick that he picks up and goes to swing it at you and just drives it through the ground. So he's like coming with force. Agate.
I'm going to go over. I assume that the box is within 30 feet of me. I'm kind of near the door. I don't want to walk
You're fine.
near the guy. I want to walk around him.
30 feet from you is everywhere in the room.
Awesome. And pick like a couch to move out of the way, or
just start tossing furniture?
Something. Yeah.
Okay. How are you going to do it?
I'm going to use my back, not my legs, and kind of like
So you're going straight to the Duragar, though? Because he is next to the pile of stuff still.
Shimmy around him because it'd be an opportunity attack. Could I dodge?
No, you could totally. I'm just saying you will now be within like his swinging range if you get that close.
I'd be okay with that.
Okay, so you just get in there, you start moving furniture and stuff.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I'll say, hey, you kind of bull rush it. You knock almost all of it out of the way. Right now, it's just a closed door with all the stuff jostled away.
I'm very efficient.
You're big and hard.
Yeah.
You're like a blue shell being tossed at that pile of garbage.
Yeah, I am.
All right. Wiley.
What are the I don't know what the correct rules are for disarming somebody.
It would
like
be
trying to rip his.
It would be a strength contestment. And you are more than willing to try.
Yep.
But he is 3 or 4 times your size. So
I do have +4
for strength.
So it's not that far away, I imagine.
We can try if you want.
It would be very fun.
Yeah.
It would be very funny for a halfling. It would be like a very David and Goliath moment.
I love it. We doing it?
Let's do it.
All right, strength check.
You can't get those fun stories if you don't try it, right?
Yeah, high risk.
All right. Oh, wait a second. I am incorrect about my strength check. That's all right. I'll try it anyway.
Oh, yeah.
It's not going to be great either. That is a 12.
16. So you almost got there. But yeah, you watch as Wiley starts pulling on the pickaxe that's in the ground, and the Durgar just like pushes down and like rocks it free.
I'm going to try to move under his legs since I can do that as a halfling.
100%. Yeah. So you're just underneath him now?
Well, I'm behind him.
Okay, cool. Yes, but we're still within 5 feet because you're now you're like almost against the door that was behind him.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Okay. Yeah, you guys are both kind of right next to that's Ed's turn.
I give Agate a high five.
Yeah. Good job. Feels good to fail.
Yeah.
He's not that much taller than me.
No.
I was thinking like I'm
but
gonna
girthier.
Go up and,
way
I was
girthier.
Going to get up closer and try to attack him with my short. I'm gonna try that 1-2 again. So short sword. 24
to hit. Yeah, this is the first contact we've had. Right? No one else has hit him yet.
Yeah, because we're doing weird stuff to this guy.
Yeah.
Like, let's move some boxes.
Yeah.
7 damage.
Okay. Yeah, you watch as like 7 damage as your sword kind of hits him, and he lets out like a low growl. Kind of, oh.
Okay. Does anything happen to me, or can I do the second?
I can do second.
Okay. That's a nat 20.
Ooh, double dice.
18 damage.
Oh.
Yeah, he is looking so bad. You watch as just like as the second slash goes like through his chest, just like starts like black blood starts coming out, and in that instant he just disappears.
Nice.
Agate, your turn.
Well, are we in combat? He's gone.
I mean, you don't see him, but the metal music is still going on.
I open the door.
Yeah, you open the door, and what you see in there is almost like a like little well, almost full of this gray ooze and decomposing goblins. And you see like a sword in there, and the sword is starting to be corroded away.
Turtles and ooze, man. It always comes back to that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Grab the sword.
I want to run for it. Yeah, and like not touch the goop.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Can I do that?
Let me clarify. No, you cannot, because it's just a small closet. There is no other side of this room. It's just a hole in a room with a gray ooze inside.
So I can just grab it.
The ooze?
The sword.
The sword. Like an Arthur moment.
The way you describe the sword, Will, makes it sound like there's a magical sword that's being created.
The sword is being corroded.
Okay.
It is being eaten by acid.
It's part of the garbage.
So yeah, you can pull it out, but all you're getting is like a handle with a sword that's like mostly gone.
I definitely felt like that sword was going to be important.
No.
Yeah.
They are throwing things into this pit, and the pit is just eating it.
It's a burn pit.
But with a gray ooze.
Right. Like a toxic, acid burn pit.
And the longer you guys look at it, the more this ooze you can tell is sentient.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. I'm not in the room, so it isn't for Ed's beatification, but for my knowledge.
Yeah.
Did the ooze recognize them?
I don't think it recognized anybody, but definitely recognized the like opening of the door. It is now trying to escape the room.
Close the door.
Yeah.
Try to close the door.
It's like evil flubber.
Sure. So you close the door and then you start putting the stuff back that you moved.
Yeah. Exactly. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah. We'll let that be your whole turn then. Like next turn, you don't have to use it for that. So you just see as Wiley's turn comes around, you see Agate in the background still just moving things like... like, not safe.
Yeah, as much surface area as possible.
Okay. So at this point,
you do not see the him.
If I were to move across the room, here's some fun metagaming. Does he get an attack of opportunity?
You wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know. Because if I was in melee range, he would. But if I'm moving away from an invisible creature, then maybe not. He will attack me.
Right.
I mean, I don't know that I can attack air.
Yeah, this is that moment where like it blinked and you're looking at Ed being like, what do we do?
What do we do? Yeah.
So I'll start and then I start reloading my crossbow.
And where he was standing, there's like a pile of black blood.
Okay.
Because of the wound he just gave.
Okay, I'm looking around to see if I see any more of that black blood.
No.
Okay, it is also invisible with him, or he's gone.
Right.
What I actually think I would do is tell Agate to not close not close the door.
Okay.
Because he seemed pretty preoccupied with keeping it closed. What I want to do is get it open and us run to the other door.
Not the door you entered through, but the third door.
The third door. Yeah. That's what I would want to do.
So
because I can't fight air.
No, that's fine. So you yell to Agate, like, keep the door open, and then you just make a beeline for the door.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like before I do that, I would probably like try to swing the sword where he was. And
it doesn't touch anything.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yep,
oh, yes.
That's exactly what I do.
Perfect. So you go through that door, and it's just another hallway. Maybe you don't enter fully. You're kind of just like right there at this hallway. And as you enter the door, it immediately turns right. As you like put your head down, there's a long hallway with a staircase at the very end. That's Ed's turn.
Agate does not have to listen to me if you want to leave that door closed.
As D&D, do you.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Ed, where are you?
In front of where he used to be, so close to where Agate is.
Cool.
To the back corner of the room.
Mm-hmm.
So I reload my crossbow.
Smart.
Which we haven't talked about how that really, but does that take a whole turn?
No, there's a reload thing. You just can't shoot the crossbow twice in a turn.
Okay. Well, I'm going to reload it. And then if I can, I think I'd like to pick up a handful of sand and kind of like turn and throw it in the room to see if it hits anything. Like Invisible Man style.
No, I like it. Yeah.
Maybe an I don't know. I don't want to tell you but that's what I was thinking.
Let's say we do it, but you're gonna have to get disadvantage on the shoot when you know where he is.
Okay.
Because you don't see him, and I'm assuming instead of like dust, because it's not a sand room, you would have thrown like pieces of broken furniture or something, just like whatever was around you. And
you know what it was?
Mm-hmm.
The sludge and the sewage that I'm covering.
Ew, gross.
Yeah, just like
kind of sling your hands.
Just grab like a handful of it.
Sure.
Yeah.
And just little tiny like particles. It's so far away. Back near the first door you guys came through, you see them kind of just suspend in air.
And then I'm just going to shoot at it.
All right. So give me a disadvantaged shot.
Okay, I'm going to tell you my good roll first.
Was it your first roll?
No.
Oh, okay.
I was just curious what the second roll would be. The good roll was a 25, 18 plus 7.
That would have for sure hit.
But it doesn't.
No.
Because I rolled a 1 first.
Ooh, yeah. So even though you see the particles with that one, you like just, it's a poor shot into the wall.
But now they see him too.
I mean, if you tell them.
Hey, y'all! And then
I'm still there. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, and now it's the Durgar's turn. After you threw that sludge, you hear thud, 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 and then right before, as he stands in front of you, you just see him appear with his pickaxe and go for an attack. Dang it. 12.
That's real embarrassing.
It's real. Yeah, and you just see him come down next to you, very similar to Wiley, and just the pickaxe lands, and you see as he hits the ground, like another like burst of blood comes out of his stomach.
Just for what it's worth, maybe I got the mud in his eye.
Maybe.
Just, you know.
Agate, what do you want to do?
Mud.
I can see him.
Oh yeah.
I don't rely on my spells anymore. I'm tired of those. I'm just gonna run up with my mace and try to get him in the eyeball.
Going for that big old head attack.
And I got a 9. So what does that do?
Not much.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'll trip over myself.
Well, no, it's not a critical fail. It's just Wiley, you're at the door.
Man, that looked cool, Aggie.
You see them both trying to still wrangle this thing.
Like, oh, there he is. Is his back? Is his back to me?
No, maybe his right shoulder is kind of pointing towards you.
Okay.
But actually, we're going to go back. I'm sorry, Wiley. Agate, you should get advantage.
Really? Oh.
Because you could easily have gone behind him while he was fighting Zach. Sorry, Wiley.
No, that's good.
19.
Yeah, that one hits then.
What if it didn't, though?
Yeah.
Oh,
Be
no.
like,
Well,
You know what?
then it would have been Wiley's turn.
We need to go. We need to get out of
Resignation
here.
letter. Yeah.
Yes.
It's those
I
digital
got
dice.
3. It's only 3.
Don't worry, it's plenty. You just watch.
It's
Yeah, you watch as like he brings down the pickaxe, and then you just follow, smashing his head, and he just flattens out on the ground.
Oof.
And maybe there's a little bit of like shake, but like as he does, he starts shrinking back into his normal size.
Well, look at that. Oh, is he dead though?
Oh,
In
for
his
sure.
normal
He's
size?
very, very, very dead.
If I push his face, is it spongy? Like, how did he do that?
You'll never know.
Get big. Okay.
Are you trying to take a sample
Are you
of the
taking a
skin?
biopsy
I
of
think
his
it's just
cheek?
curiosity.
Man, she does that. Don't worry about it, Wiley. But hey, she comes up with cool stuff all the time.
I
so she
definitely
can
would mention like, oh, that's tampering with the body.
Don't touch the evidence.
Yeah, exactly.
She's like, I
want
killed
that
him.
product. Yeah.
In my head, I'm gonna go back and tell like my direct captain, be like, listen, we have to go investigate the whole scene. You know, we're gonna all come back in and yeah.
You have suspects and everything.
Y'all see any of them gang markings or anything? And can Ed search the body?
Hey, can I roll?
Yeah. You don't even need to roll or anything because it's like slow. Like there's no rush to do this, but like nothing pops out immediately, right? You would assume he's probably part of the Xanathar just because of location. But I don't think anything would stand out to say like a rank or anything like that.
Okay.
Ed, why don't you pick up that sweet hammer?
Yeah, so he's got a war pick, a javelin.
Give it to Vodmak next time you see him.
Oh.
3 silver.
Hey, silver's always good. Yeah, Vodmak love this, I bet. Where's Floon though? Aggie, what was back there?
Nothing we can use to sell. It'll have to stay in that closet. Yeah,
Was
I
there
don't
a
recommend looking.
Were there? Is that where the goblins were? Was he fighting the goblins? What was it?
Yeah, there's a goblin in there.
In a way.
Yeah. It's half eaten.
What, half eaten? Does he eat
Listen,
goblins?
we have
There's
this hallway.
Yeah.
They got goblins guards and they're eating goblins?
Yeah.
It's got goblins coming out everywhere.
Some
Part of me
sentience in
wonders
there.
if he was keeping this puddle acid at bay. If he was the one that threw the goblins in there himself.
Like he
and
attacked his own group?
maybe it's not his group.
Hmm. He sure had those weird eyes. Did y'all see his eyes when he came in here?
Mm-hmm.
That was weird, man. That was almost as weird as that stuffed thing looking at us. Well,
Ugh.
So he has no tattoos, or I guess there's not really much to tattoo there.
Nothing specific, but again, there's no reason you guys would not assume everyone in here is Xanathar at this point.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'd put a sticker on that closet door.
I'm gonna get my
Back
bolts.
later.
I'm gonna go try to get my bolts back that I can. At
Sure.
least the one I missed that's in the wall. And
Yeah.
There's a third door you said, right?
Yep,
Or
it's already
well,
open.
He'd
Yeah.
already run out there, so I'll just follow Wiley.
Cool.
Did anybody grab that silver?
I did. Yeah.
Cool.
So
Good.
as you guys enter that hallway and you start making your way down, you start hearing a ruckus. And it's specifically one person just yelling, like, what? And just frustrations. And as you cross above you again, you hear water running once again, just like before. And as you start like peeking up the stairs, you see a very long chamber room. To your left, there's a couple curtains kind of covering doors. At the very far end, you see 2 staircases leading to a small stage. On top of the stage, you see a creature you've never seen before. He's got almost a crustacean-like head with tentacles coming out of his mouth, dangling down into his chest.
Zoidberg.
With probably, I don't remember Futurama, but not red.
Why
He was
not
red.
Zoidberg?
He's red, right? This guy's very purple. And he's
Oh.
got long tentacle hands. And in his lap, because he's sitting within this big stone chair, in his lap is this brain with 4 creature legs coming out of it. But the noise...
Is that a mind slayer?
No.
Okay.
But from what you guys hear of this yelling is this half-orc wearing giant wizard robe, beating the crap out of Floon.
That's a lot to take in.
Mm-hmm.
Who's yelling?
The half-orc and the wizard who's beating Floon.
We're supposed to save this guy?
The one being beaten, yeah.
Right? I kind of turned to Ed. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's him. He does not look like that pretty guy back there, but...
I assume you're doing all this in sign language.
No, he's just talking in normal volume.
Yeah.
I rolled a 12 on stealth and didn't wake the goblins up.
Yeah.
No, he's whispering. I mean, we're all close to each other, so we're talking.
And you are. So from the guy yelling, who's making enough noise on his own, you're probably 30 to 40 feet away from him. You're probably 60 feet away from the guy sitting up on the chair.
Okay.
I mean, y'all, we can't come this far and just let that poor guy get beat to death. If nothing else, we're not going to have anywhere to sleep tonight. You know, save him for that. But I mean, you'll be fine, Wiley. But you know, me and Aggie and Vaude, we walked a long way. I ate so many apples. I don't want any more apples.
I really don't like my place that much. We haven't really talked about it. It's just not great.
It's all right. I kind of assumed, but you know, we'll get you there.
Yeah, I'm sure we can share the spoils that we get from what's his name when we can.
Polo.
Yeah, I don't know that I want the spoils that you've been collecting.
Well, there's other spoils that are shiny. Pay for a better place.
Yeah.
What do y'all? I mean, any ideas on the best way to approach this?
No.
We could just full on Leroy Jenkins it if you want to. We didn't go that bad last time.
Let's talk for a minute about what's happening in this room. Okay, so he's saying what to him as if Floon is telling him.
No worries. He was saying things like how we've gotten it wrong. Who are you? And like frustrations and things like that.
Yeah. So they're frustrated that they don't have the right person.
Mm-hmm. The creature in the back of the room is silent. It's just the half orc in the middle of the room kind of yelling out of frustration.
Do we have any, this is to the group, any, do we think we can convince this half orc that we could get him the right person?
I think so, if he's angry enough.
I got +3 in deception, and I think we can sure try.
Do you guys think that brain thing is a lie detector?
I had not thought that until you said that question. And now, you know what? +1 in performance. It's not in persuasion. Not as good as that deception score, but you know, I would be telling the truth about knowing where Rainier is.
Okay, that's worth a shot.
My other thought was we've got this water running up above us, and I don't know how thick the wall is between us and it. As kind of a last measure, if we really needed to, I could take that hammer that we just got and knock a hole in the wall and cause a flood, which would drive everybody out of here.
All right, how about you and Aggie stay back until I get in trouble? And you get ready with that hammer. Does that sound all right?
Maybe you could use your thieves' cant to talk to him.
He's a wizard, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't have thieves' cant.
Okay.
Oh, if you're a rogue, you do, don't you?
I'm not. I'm a fighter, but I have a criminal. I have a criminal background.
Oh, I see. All right then.
Sorry, Wiley, Officer Wiley. I've been holding off telling you that.
I've been studying thieves' cant myself, and it's just indecipherable.
It's hard, right? It's not an easy language to learn.
Yeah.
Too many books. Anyway,
talk so slow. Anyway.
Yeah, y'all hang back. You know, maybe don't hide. I don't know. It's up to y'all. Just I'm gonna go. And he takes a deep breath and just stands up and just starts walking in the room with his hands up. Hey!
Is there anything to hide behind?
You're at the bottom of the staircase, so you can look just over the edge of the stairs.
All right, cool. All right, go ahead.
He just wants to. Hey, y'all got the wrong guy.
Yeah, and as you say that, you watch as the creature in the back rises and starts quickly gliding through the room, and he tosses the brain with the legs onto the ground towards you, and then there's a pair of double doors to your right, his left, and he flies through there, kind of, or glides through there.
So he goes out of the room.
Yeah, and then
but the creature's coming towards me.
The creature is now kind of like next to the half orc, and the half orc gets back up, and you hear him just yelling, "How did you guys get in here?"
hey, man, we just, and I point at my outfit covered in sludge. I'm like, hey, we just wanted to walk, let you know that we knew where the guy you were looking for was, and I think you grabbed my buddy by accident. I'm looking for him. The guy you're looking for is up there, and I got a good idea where he's headed.
Yeah,
I think we could help. A little quid pro quo. I think we could help each other out, man.
You could. Let's do charisma, maybe, or let's see which one.
Deception?
It's not intimidate.
Deception, right?
I'm not lying either.
Right.
Yeah, true.
It could just be straight charisma, or if performance, if it's better for you.
They're all the same.
Okay.
It's all.
Let's
like I said, deception is the highest, but I'm not.
Let's aim for
intimidating or lying.
Let's aim for a 15 for him just to not straight out attack you, but that won't for sure convince him.
17.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, so as you try to convince him, he turns and you see like this big book kind of hanging from his belt. And he's like, just because we messed up this time doesn't mean we'll do it again. We don't need your help. And you see as he like starts approaching you, and this little brain is like kind of running behind him.
Well, hey, man, you know what? I've seen your place. I know y'all don't need my help. I'm more worried about my friend Floon. Looks like he might need some help. And I sure don't have any love for Rainier. But, I'd love to at least be part of helping y'all get him.
Yeah, and he starts, like, explaining a little bit that, like, he got them confused.
Well, they look so much alike. I get it. It's the same nose, same... Yeah, I get it.
Even if I wanted your help, Neelor would not take it. And you see him start flipping through his big book.
Oh, Neelor, is that the guy that just left you in here with us?
Yeah, and he doesn't answer, but yeah, you could tell. And after you guys are speaking for a few seconds, you hear like this energy aura sound come from that room.
Where he went.
Mm-hmm.
Is that like a ringing that you hear when you turn on a TV?
Yeah, that's a good one. We'll say it's like a ringing, maybe a lower, but yeah.
Yeah, like a buzz from like a Tesla coil kind of thing.
Yeah, the Tesla coil is perfect.
Man, what's that book for? What do you and I'm slowly, I still got my hands up, kind of not up, but just like, open palms.
Are you backing down the stairs?
No, just like a step back from where I was. Just like, hey, man, help was the wrong term. You clearly do not need my help. And then I kind of try to lean around to make sure Floon is still on this mortal coil.
Floon is definitely alive, but you can tell he is like barely holding on.
Sure, that's a big dude to be.
Yeah, and they had no intention of keeping him alive, and the creature was watching this all happen, right? Like it was almost a show of frustration. Perhaps the half orc in front of you was trying to make up for a mistake. There's definitely a part of embarrassment being involved, which I think Wiley might be able to understand. And you hear him start like muttering, like reading off stuff from this big book.
Okay.
That doesn't look great.
Is anything glowing? It's an incantation.
Nothing glowing from him, but there's definitely probably a glow coming from the two doors that the other thing went through.
Okay.
It's like a soulbound wizard brain thing going on. Yeah.
Hey, real quick, before I yell at my friend, what was up with that fella in the room back there killing all your goblin friends?
Yeah, and as you ask that, he's gonna let a spell go loose at you. So let's all roll initiative. As he starts like chanting louder and louder.
How's the book connected to himself?
There's like a chain, like real classic chained book.
I'm gonna be like, all right, y'all want to try to hit that pipe real quick, and then go and try to hit the orc with the pull out.
So the only thing I want to mention real quick, maybe a little meta, maybe just clarification. So you're talking about the pipe that you heard the running water over, right?
Yes.
If you hit that, the most it could do is fill up the bottom floor of a staircase that goes up, right? Like water will never. It will take forever to try to reach them on top of the staircase.
Okay.
You could for sure try And eventually it will, but all you're really going to do is ruin the bottom floor because it's not just going to fill that hallway, right? It's going to run through the doorway, eventually to that ooze. Like all of that is the low plane.
So it wouldn't even on the way.
It wouldn't even hit this room and create chaos.
Yeah, I mean, eventually,
it's not like a pressurized
right
pipe in the same way that you would have like in a building. It's more like a carrier pipe,
right? And the smell would hit them first,
which they apparently are not really worried about.
They were like, "We just got the smell out of here."
All right, short sword, 22.
All right, Ed, you're up first.
Okay, I'm going to. How's the book attached to him?
There's a big kind of chain attached to his belt, real medieval style.
But he's holding it with like one hand or
one big hand, and then maybe his hand is doing other things.
He's got another little hand. He's got like one big.
No, he's a half orc. They're both big hands.
But what if the half orc was like down the middle?
Ew. So yeah, there's that. So just to recap really quick, there's Floon mostly dead. There's big half orc casting spells against you. There's you had asked before, is it a mind flayer? And I said no. I meant yes. He's through the door. He's through the door. There's a glowing sound and light coming from
the
that.
opposite of what is said.
After I said no, I didn't know how to get back in there and say yes. This was
for anyone who's listening to this and hasn't listened to our other shows. First of all, what's wrong with you? Second, this is the second time I've played. All the D&D I've played so far has been like homebrew, and you've brought in other monsters, like established D&D characters, but there's only 3 that I know, that I knew.
Mind Flayers, one of them. Pop culture,
Mind Flayers, Beholders, and Gelatinous Cubes. And so far we fought the other 2.
That's true.
This is the first
had a gelatinous non-cube.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So it's So
the Mind Flayer guy is Neelor, I think his name was Nihilor. He's through the door. There's a glowing sound and color, dark color coming from there.
His pet brain crab from Half-Life is behind the half orc.
Right next to the half orc. They're kind of both approaching you.
Is this the Half-Life 3 sequel that they've been holding out on for a long time? Should I get a crowbar?
Yeah, just dropped it here on our podcast.
Exclusive. Yeah.
Half-Life 3. What are you doing?
So, I'm going to do the exact same thing I've done against every fight this game and the season that's worked so well. I'm going to attack it with my short sword and then the crossbow.
Perfect.
So to hit, 22 to hit.
That's got to hit.
Come on.
I'm just going to say yes.
It's got to hit, right?
Say yes and keep going.
All right, 9 damage.
Oh, yeah. Perfect.
And then crossbow, 24 to hit, 11 damage.
11?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
No, it's really good.
Yeah.
20 damage.
Bye-bye, Mr.
Nice
Orc.
work.
I don't think that's going to happen, but...
So you do. You slice him with the sword, shoot him with the crossbow, and you watch as his lifeless body falls.
Ed's just as shocked as you all are.
Yeah.
Courtney, what would you like to do?
So there's the brain left.
Mm-hmm.
And the glowing door.
Yes.
I'm gonna. Does it look cute?
I would say in a weird dark way, it kind of looks like a brain puppy.
Yeah.
But it's also 100% evil and came from a mind flayer.
Oh, so not enticed by food. Okay, I'm gonna take my mace.
Oh, it has no mouth. It's just a brain with legs.
It only eats your nightmares.
I'm gonna try to squish it with my mace. Okay, I'm gonna run over there.
You can want to squish cute things like the jumping spider that got in my house the other day.
Yeah.
Jumping spiders are cute, and he's not on this planet anymore.
It's in blink
crossed
space
over
with the realm. Yeah. It's a 9 to hit, so I don't think that's gonna work, right?
No, but you're not as far off as you probably thought.
Is he wearing chainmail?
I have a question for you as DM. So I have bonus action to do 2-weapon fighting. Would you consider me kicking it to be a second weapon?
No.
Okay, then I'm done.
Sorry. That one's pretty clear about it being 2 weapons.
My claw's a natural weapon. Did you know that?
You could do your claws then.
I want to do my claw.
Okay.
Okay. It's also a 9.
So,
just flailing over there and
we'll just,
together.
you've watched as Ed took down the half orc, and there's the brain still there, kind of right next to Agate.
Is there any way I can get that hammer from Ed without it being an action?
I think I gave it with you because you were going to try to hit the pipe before. Like, that was still our plan. Like, he's told us metagame, but I think the 3 idiots we are, you still have
we could say you have it.
All right.
The 3 idiots or the 2 idiots in Agate is what
We're the idiots. Yeah.
I would like to use that, but I don't know its stats.
1 second. War pick, melee weapon, attack 4 to hit, reaches 5 feet, 1 target, 1d8 plus 2.
So not super good.
Unless you can double your size, which then doubles the dice.
I see.
Yeah.
I cannot do that. I can like
does
puff my
Agate
chest up.
just getting on her shoulders double your size? It's a man on a turtle.
Yeah.
He's big.
All right.
If I put a trench coat on you, it works.
I'm just gonna hit with my longsword as a melee weapon. So here's a question. I've got a different slashing. So I've got the gray damage underneath. What is the difference? What am I looking at there?
One's 2-handed and one is 1-handed.
Okay.
So if you have a one-handed bonus, or if you have 2 swords in your hands, you can't do the bottom one.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. I will do one-handed and do the bonus.
Okay.
That is a 21.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's going to hit.
Yep. And then damage is... That is a 10 plus 2, 12.
Squish it.
Awesome. So as you bring down that sword and you hit it, you watch as its feet kind of take the embrace, right? And all around the brain, there's like a glow that forms, and you hit that glow. You can tell you probably shocked it quite a bit, but you definitely didn't do as much damage as you thought you did.
Okay.
That goes... the half-orc's turn. You watch as the half-orc comes back alive. And he just continues from where he left off with the spell, and he casts... Where'd it go? Witch Bolt. On... who did that damage? That was Ed, right?
All of it, baby.
So you watch from the ground him just stick his hand out at you. And that's... I think it's a 19... 18 to hit?
That'll do it.
And then and you watch from his hand, this lightning magic aura hits you and strikes you in the chest, dealing 12 damage.
Okay.
And when you would expect the effect to go away, the beam consists between you two as if you're linked.
Ooh.
Nice.
Ed, it's your turn.
All that temp HP is gone.
Oh, good, but that's probably kept you alive.
It did, yeah.
Yeah.
Ed's not looking super great.
Hey, a quick question, Meta. I guess it's not too meta. Does anybody have any attacks that deal psychic damage?
No.
Nope.
Okay. No, right then. You don't even like throwing some of those mushrooms at that brain.
I'm about to chug some of them. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right.
So we're now connected. Am I able to move?
You feel nothing other than like the burning in your chest.
Okay. I'm going to try to cut his hand off.
Yeah.
17.
Yep.
For 5 damage. Then, so I'm standing over him. I'm trying to hack at his arm, and then I guess that wasn't enough to do. And then I'm going to try to shoot him in the face with the crossbow. 18 to hit.
Well, yeah. So what I will say though, before you do that, as you cut his arm off, you see like the last bit of life he had give away, and he falls back to death. You can easily shoot him in the head just to make sure.
No, I'm going to turn towards
devour.
The brain.
So
18 to hit the brain then?
Yeah. That's this book. Yeah.
For 6 damage.
Cool. And how much damage was 12 for? And this is going to be cool. Again, you see, instead of it being a shield that covers the whole brain, it being a crossbow, you just see like a little aura just appear where the crossbow hits. It definitely impacts, and you watch it like leave a dent in the brain, but the arrow falls to the ground, or the bolt.
Okay.
The Intellect Devourer's turn.
What's it called?
Intellect Devourer.
Gary.
Little brain
Gary
guy.
Gygax. Come on, Gary.
Let's say Wiley. Can you give me a intelligence saving throw?
That is a 20 natural.
There you go.
You eat his nightmares.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you totally avoided it. Usually it's half damage. I was like, where's the half damage? Yeah, you feel something clawing inside your brain, almost as if eating your thoughts, and you're able to ward it off by just willpower. Agate.
We found Wiley's superpower. Well, hold on. I just want to say I just want to spend a moment while Courtney's thinking, just like the character growth and arc of Wiley so far. Just the sheer determination to continue to be a cop despite everyone shitting on him.
I won't let you in here.
And now when the tiny brain crab tries to get in there, nope. It totally makes sense. And I love that arc. Thank you. Sorry, Courtney.
No, it's great. I think that I want to take out a torch and light it and like try to distract the brain puppy.
Okay.
So that I can help the next person have advantage on an attack.
Yeah, as the intellect devourer's attack on Wiley doesn't work, you pull out a torch and light it and just like start calling it over almost as if to distract it. And as it turns towards you, that goes down to Ed's turn, which you will get advantage if you attack it.
Yep, we're going stabby.
Stab.
It seems
22?
to have resistance to piercing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Ed's not very smart, and he's only got a sword and a crossbow.
Yeah, I'm a mage.
Fair enough.
22 to hit.
Yeah.
For 9 damage, minus whatever the shield does.
Okay.
Plus a little shooty. 20, 13 plus 7.
Yep.
Yeah, 11 damage.
Okay, and as you guys keep doing it, like, the brain is definitely starting to look a little bit beaten up, right? Like, over and over again, you start slowly breaking through this little shield. Its turn. It not being able to get you, Wiley, with the last one, it's going to try to get you with claws this time. Does 15 hit you?
Does a 15 hit me?
Yeah.
Oh, no. It does not.
Cool. After it tried to get you through its mind, it went for your body, and you still fought it off, possibly defending with your weapon. Agate.
Oh, okay.
Just the brain going kind of chasing Wiley.
I'm going to try to run after it since it's distracted and smack it with my mace. Does that give me advantage from
Yeah, because he's definitely going against Wiley. You can get it from behind.
Then I got a 19 to hit.
That hits.
And then an 8 damage. Like smack him on top.
Yeah, and that's enough. This final blow goes through, and where you would expect that aura to appear, it doesn't, and you just smash the brain.
Squish.
So
Take that, Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Hopefully, I've been able to edit out all those technical difficulties we had. But if not, it's been about 15, 20 minutes since we started this fight. So currently in the room, you have half orc with the spell book in the robe. You've got Floon that's like on the verge of death. You've got Dead Smash Brain. Through the double doors, if you guys like peek through there, you'll see this kind of almost purplish aura door slowly close upon itself.
I do not think we do that.
No, it's like, so in the double doors, there's a room, and the portal was inside, and it just closes by itself.
I think I would be at Floon.
Perfect.
Yeah. I hobble over there.
And I would say, like,
is it reasonable to assume that I have like some kind of first aid, like knowledge as a police officer?
Yeah, what I would say is like you could probably easily stabilize him, but you wouldn't be able to like give him health points.
Yep.
What about this magic brew? The potion thing.
I don't know what potion thing you're talking about.
The
Her mushroom.
hit points, yeah, the mushroom.
Could be. How many of those do you have?
I haven't taken mine yet. I'd say I have enough for the party, and I haven't had the one that I had for myself.
Okay.
I'll give it to him.
Sure. So you give it to him, and like he slowly starts becoming conscious, right? And I would say, like, at this point, it's almost like someone who had a concussion, right? Like, after a fight, like, he's definitely in or out. He's, like, not on the verge of death anymore. But he's definitely just like, where am I? How did I get here?
Hey, you know that guy named Rainier? They thought you were Rainier.
Yeah.
It was this big dude.
And, like,
I would definitely be showing him my badge, by the way, to, like, calm his fears. Like, listen, it's fine.
Floon's like, a cop or a city watch. Yeah, and like when you start talking about Rainier, he like starts asking like, is Rainier okay? Like, tell me he's all right.
Yeah, he's fine. We untied him. He got away. You know, your buddy sent us to come find you, Volo. I don't remember if it was a VRB, but he sent us to come find you and we took the round trip, to get here, but we got you, buddy.
Yeah, and he's just like, thank you so much. Can we get out of here?
Yes, please. The head's not looking too good still, so hobble our way out.
Location-wise, you're in this big room. You could go all the way back through the sewers. Other rooms you haven't checked out. There are 2 rooms behind curtains in this room. There's one room that's just open near the entrance to the staircase. Then there is the room with the double doors that did have a portal in it. And there's stuff in there if you want to check it out. Either way, like, I don't know how you guys plan to leave.
I think we'd look through the room. Anybody? Yeah.
I would be looking for some kind of like, assuming that my goal is to level up in the police force. Like, I'm not trying to continue adventuring. I'm looking for something that I can take back as like collateral or proof that we did something good. Anything at all. Like, information is not enough. Obviously, my captain doesn't seem to believe me, so I need to come back with something tangible.
That's a good question. So, as you guys search around, you guys can decide between you who finds what. There's no pressure, so you guys can search thoroughly. Up where the mind flayer was at that chair, behind it, there is a treasure chest. Inside it is 2 potions of healing if someone wants one, 16 gold, 82 silver, 250 copper. There is the spell book that has Burning Hands, Disguise Self, False Life, Shield, Unseen Servant, and Witch Bolt in it. But you would need to be, I believe, a wizard to cast those spells out of a book like this. Let's see.
You could sell it.
Yeah.
You might encounter a wizard, or you could subclass.
So in that room where the portal was, you see a kind of like an altar that has a slot, which you can assume something was placed in that to open up the door, but is currently empty. There is... As you go through that room, you go up a little staircase. Inside, there's just a goblin quivering, like in the corner. This was the goblin you saw before sleeping.
Oh.
Not sure if you want to do anything with him, but he's freaking out.
Like, I just hold the door open. I'm like, just get on out of here. Go on, man.
Yeah, and you see him just like scurry. And if Wiley's still in the main room, you see just like a goblin like fall down the stairs and run out. Actually, no. No. He goes out of his little door. He hooks an immediate right and goes through to a wall that looks like a wall, but he's able to like push it. And he goes like through a secret door that, if you guys look through, goes out to that water passage with that little platform. So like you can see the main door you entered through. So you guys made like a giant circle back to the entrance. Things
we didn't never have to encounter that weird dwarf,
right? You don't have to go to the
undead dwarf thing at all.
No,
nope.
Yeah.
Between the behind the two rooms that had curtains in front of them, and there are two other rooms nearby. They just have like little tiny bed rolls with manacles. Like these are little prison cells that they use. The only other room that we haven't talked about yet is the one that was right next to the staircase that you guys had come up. In there, it looks like a big empty room, but like after looking around, you find a little door, maybe half height of a normal door, that shifts open, similar to the goblin. And that goes down a very long path. So you have your immediate exit out through the waterway. And then you have this weird, creepy little door.
To the creepy door. What's in there?
The weird, creepy door seems like it's made for me.
Yeah.
I'm going to take one of the potions of healing while we're behind the thing, and I'm going to go ahead and use that.
Just in case?
1d8.
Yeah, he needs
Sure.
Sorry, I just don't remember.
I can never remember.
I think I have like 2 damage or something.
You warded off 2 big hits, so good on you.
Who's taking before we go down there?
Very bold. I think I actually would cut a piece of the wizard's cloak.
Sure.
To take with.
You could definitely find a piece that has the circle with the
10
spokes.
Yeah. Oh, who wants the money, Aggie? Do you want before we get it?
I was gonna listen back to this later because I couldn't write it down fast
I can just tell you again. It was 16 gold,
83 silver,
82 silver, 250 copper.
And I'm right about the City Watch that like we want to collect money from jobs like this, I assume.
I would say there would be no reason you wouldn't hope to pocket something from take the money or even bring it back to the station if you're a particularly good one.
Split the
last detail just up here that I forgot to mention was where he put that stone. It also looks like the spoke with 10 spokes, or the circle with 10 spokes on it, but inside the hole almost creates what looks like an iris of an eye in the very center.
That is good to know.
Okay, so I think
there's a lot of beholders, so having an eye makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, you could come to assume that this 10 spoked circle is a sign of a beholder.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Oh, in Xanathar. Okay. So we're headed down to the creepy door, huh?
Yeah, and I think you should take the other potion for yourself too.
All right, I'll pocket the other one. I used one and then pocket the other one.
And then I'll take the money. We can divide it after this. Okay. Yeah, I want to do the creepy door.
Yeah, and as you guys
fit in the creepy door,
yeah, like, say you all have to get like on your hands and knees. Wiley will be able just to kind of walk through fairly easily. And as you kind of crawl through, you come into a cellar, but everything is a little shorter than you would expect in a normal cellar. And you hear just like kind of like a little bit of high-pitched voices. I would say Wiley would recognize like this kind of voice as being other halflings. And all of a sudden one starts walking down the stairs and like yelps. You're like, whoa, where'd you guys come from? Who are you?
Ed, that's your cue.
Oh, hey man, we got lost in the sewers. I dropped my keys down the manhole cover and we got lost and ended up back here, and can't resist a short door. You know what I mean? Like, we wanted to come in. What y'all up to?
Yeah, and he like puts down all his stuff. He's like, "You're in my house," and he like gets past you and looks down that little hallway. He's just like, "Where did you come from?"
Oh no way, man! For real, you're gonna want to put some. You're gonna want to block that off. Just,
yeah, and
put
he's
a
just
shelf in front of it, nail it up.
When he says that, I would have gone back to the door.
Gone back inside?
No, gone back. Yeah, like check back at the hallway and to see like, did we just transport somewhere?
Oh no. The guild or the gang must have just had like a secret tunnel into these people's homes.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Hey man, there was we just rescued this guy, and I point at Floon, who's still pretty.
Yeah, you're probably almost helping him along.
All right, we rescued this guy from a gang who I believe now worships a beholder who beat him half to death, and this was the only way out.
And nothing you're saying is making him feel better. He's just like, "Can you please get out of my house?" He's like, "I promise, I'll seal this up."
Hey, you point me to the door and
Yeah.
Hey, what are you?
Yeah, can we go out the front door?
Yeah, he just points to his staircase.
Y'all cooking dinner back there? What are you doing? Smells good. We're covered in just food,
disgusting,
gunk and blood. And
again, in wily fashion, because he's a halfling, he's trying to find something in common with everybody that he comes across.
And these are halflings, so you have something right off the bat.
So I'm giving him the nod, like it's fine, it's no big deal. Like we have halfling, commonalities.
And as the smell starts filling his cellar, it's not helping.
And you still have the cod sandwich that smelled bad before.
Yeah, it's in my back pocket. It's wrapped up. It's fine.
And at this point, he's like, "Why are you still in my house?"
Oh, that's right. Sorry, man. And I just helped Floon up the stairs.
Yeah, and as you go through, you're like now in the living quarters, and there's like a family of halflings up here, all looking at you guys. And right in front of you, there's just like a front door.
Just nod and grab a cookie off the table and walk out the front door.
We're covered in sewage. And I'm covered in guts, by the way. I don't know if anybody remembers that.
Oh, yeah.
And from downstairs, you just hear the halfling yelling up like, "Honey, protect the kids! Protect the kids!"
This is delicious, by the way. And then I leave.
And as you guys exit, you're just like in a little kind of residential area of the dock ward, right? All the houses are rough. Everyone's still poor. You're not far from where you left off in the beginning, right? You're probably just maybe a half dozen blocks away from the original manhole cover. But you now have Floon, and you can return to the yawning portal. And next time, hopefully you guys can find Volo and get your reward.
Yes.
I think we did that family service.
Yeah.
If we hadn't done that ooze might have gotten there eventually.
That's totally forgot about the ooze. Jonathan, thank you so much for joining. I'm sorry we ran into so many technical difficulties tonight.
No, it's fun. It's a blast.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. And I appreciate you coming back for round 3.
Yes.
The last episode, they would have heard where they could find you, but let's remind them.
Sure. Yeah. I run a podcast called Developer Tea, which is not at all like this one. I'm going to interrupt you a little bit.
I listened to it. What I would like to say is he has a real podcast called Developer Tea. It's not a joke. It's actually informative and very educational and about a lot of the not technical side of development from what I was listening to is more about the interpersonal and coming up with solutions for real issues that hit teams. Is that fair?
Yeah.
It's also got a lot of listeners. You have a real podcast. So I don't think we made that clear last time because I had not listened to it yet. And I've done a few walks where I've been listening to it at night. It's really great. So,
well, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
So I will stop interrupting you. You can finish where people can find you.
No, that's good. And really that's pretty much it. I work at PBS, but everybody knows how to find PBS, so I don't have to point you to that one.
Cool. Courtney, where can we find you?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram at Courtney M. Leach.
Zach?
I'm on Instagram and Twitter at zachwilkinson, and I also host another podcast with Courtney and Miranda called Creatoring. We are also a goofy, weird podcast.
I would say you're about as real as us.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But less real than Developer Tea.
Yes.
Even if you put ours together, we're not quite to Developer Tea.
No.
And then I'm Will Truran. You can find me at Noble Folk Design. And this is a M of One podcast. You should go follow their Slack, find their website, go listen to their podcast.
Andrew's coming back soon.
By the time you listen to this, Andrew should be back, hopefully, because we're a couple weeks out from launching this episode.
That's right.
And we're probably coming up on a drawing board episode real soon. So you should check all the stuff they're making, and we'll see you next week, hopefully. Bye.
Bye.
That's an episode of Dungeons & Designers as we play Waterdeep Dragon Heist. This is a Masters of One Network podcast. We'll see you next week.